In just his second first-class match and his first as an opener, Lewis Hill struck a tremendous 126, but a collapse then gave Surrey the initiative over Leicestershire on the first day of the LV County Championship match at the Kia Oval. Batting first after winning the toss, the visitors lost Angus Robson, who was beaten for pace by Matt Dunn with just 12 runs on the board. Hill, who made his debut behind the stumps in place of the absent Niall O'Brien last week, was only included in this team after Matt Boyce picked up a knock in practice on Saturday. Confident after starting his first-class career with a 50, the 24-year-old former Unicorns player was about to make the most of his opportunity. These boundaries got him moving in the right direction. On what looked like a good pitch to bat on, Ned Eckersley also played brightly, striking 9 boundaries in his 48 as his side made a very encouraging start to this match. Although still winless this season, Leicestershire are already appearing to be a better outfit than the one which has finished with the wooden spoon in both of the last 2 summers. Chris Tremlett was playing for the first time this summer and had no luck here as Hill top-edged for 4 to take his side into 3 figures at a very good rate. But 2 wickets in successive overs then set them back. Eckersley's edge off Tom Curran had just enough on it to carry to Jason Roy, while Mark Cosgrove got an inside edge off Dunn to depart without scoring at 104 for 3. Hill was still hungry for runs and he reached his second 50 in 2 games with this single, which took him to his mark of 72 balls. He'd struck 8 fours in that. It's easy, this championship cricket, or so it seems. Hill has certainly taken to it very well. Leicestershire lunched on 129 for 3, Hill on 50, and 2 balls into the afternoon they lost Neil Pinner with a regulation edge off Curran, which was pouched by Kumar Sangakkara. Hill, though, kept going and went past the 57 he made against Kent last week with a couple of well-timed square cuts. His was the wicket that Surrey now needed to get themselves right on top in this match at this early stage, in a game which was billed as a battle between the haves and have-nots. Sangakkara was called into action again to get rid of O'Brien for 16 at 155 for 5. Leicestershire were in danger of missing out on what they would hope for after winning the toss. The light didn't suddenly go as dark as our camera suggests. Through the gloom of the lens, you should be able to see Ben Raine play some nice shots as he at last became the man to stick it out with the impressive Hill. Raine bucked a trend by signing a new deal with his county at the start of the season, and he's produced some good performances with both bat and ball thus far. You would have thought that Hill might be showing some nerves as he got to 79, but within 1 over from Zafar Ansari, he was into the 90s. 2 flat-batted sixes, getting his heart thumping a bit more, no doubt, as a dream suddenly became a reality. He was perhaps in danger of tearing a rotator cuff when he sprinted through for the single he needed to get to 3 figures. His joy was totally understandable, however. His maiden ton coming off just 125 balls with 14 fours and 2 maximums. Along with Daniel Lawrence and Matthew Critchley, Hill has become a player who has very quickly made a name for himself. He later thanked Raine for keeping him calm as he neared his magic moment. Raine was also able to celebrate what was just the 3rd 50 of his career, this one arriving off his 72nd delivery, from which he'd found the boundary on 8 occasions. At 275 for 5, Leicestershire were in cruise control, but when Hill, now on 126, lost his off-stump to Dunn, it precipitated a collapse which saw the visitors lose their last 5 wickets for just 17 runs. Clint Mackay went back instead of forward to be trapped in front by Gareth Batty. Dunn grabbed his 4th wicket when Rob Taylor couldn't get his bat out of the way of a short ball. Raine was out for 57, furious with himself for nicking Tremlett behind. And in a flash it was all over as Jigger Nate gave Roy some catching practice off the same bowler. From 275 for 5, Leicestershire had crumbled to 292 all out. Their runs though coming at nearly 4.5 per over. It was a thoroughly entertaining day's cricket which continued when Ansari nicked Raine behind after making 15. The same score posted by Rory Burns when he chopped the same bowler back onto his stumps. Even though they found themselves on 51 for 2, Surrey would still have been confident of a decent first innings lead with the batting talent they have in their ranks. Kevin Peterson would not have wanted to fail against this attack, and changes at the top of the English game has seen his name back in the newspapers over the last 24 hours. This gorgeous cover drive is becoming something seen by each attack which has bowled at Sangakkara this season. He was going along nicely while Peterson ended the day by hammering Nate down the ground for a 6, as both he and his Sri Lankan teammate ended on 35. Between them, they've added 54 runs for the third wicket to see their team to 105 for 2, 187 runs behind. Leicestershire will need to break this stand early on the second morning. As for day one, we had 12 wickets and 397 runs.